Welcome to the You Are the Universe podcast. I'm your host, Victoria Haffer, intuitive healer and holistic life and body coach with over 20 years of facilitating massive transformation for people and animals. And I'm so glad you're here. Today's topic is a manifestation ritual for transforming fear into abundance. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about abundance, what that is. People are constantly looking outside of themselves for this thing we call abundance. Really, the word abundance just means a whole bunch of a lot of something, right? So when we, let's get really clear here on abundance. What do you want an abundance of? Right? So good health, good wealth, good joy, divine, really it's about being in the divine flow. And often the thing that's standing in the way of you and your true abundance is, drum roll please, you. Guess what? You. Yes. So we are abundance. We are that which we wish we had. So when you're wanting for something outside of yourself, it's sort of like this thing that you can't grasp. It's sort of like how you might feel when you're in a dream. When you know you're dreaming and you just kind of feel like it's very foggy and things are just, you're almost there. You go to get to that thing and then poof, it just disappears. So what if abundance, again, was just, we already had everything that we needed? Yes. And I get what you're saying. I hear you. You're like, but Victoria, you look at my bank account. This is what it says. And I understand. So take a deep breath, everybody. We all know that fear, so the frequency of fear, so think about it just when you're afraid of really anything and how that feels in your body, will and can repel the frequency of abundance, right? So I know I've been there. Trust me. I've been there when, I get the notification and it says you are in overdraft protection on your bank account. I've been there when I thought, holy horsey, I don't know how on earth I'm going to pay my rent next month. So I understand that and the reality of it. And we have to basically look at other aspects of like, what is your relationship with, if you're talking about the abundance in connection to the frequency of money and prosperity, then, and that's going to be a separate podcast that I'll do, but you really want to take a look at your relationship with money, and the frequency of money, and, have a heart to heart for sure. So bringing it back to this manifestation ritual and how fear becomes a block to the divine flow and essence of abundance and whatever that means to you. So number one, stay high in vibe as best as possible. So I just want you to keep in mind some very common things that often many of us take part in will decrease your vibrational frequency, such as alcohol. Yes, even alcohol. You might say, but Victoria, it's only one glass of wine a day. And again, I'm not here to judge you. You can do that yourself, right? Like we're really great at judging ourselves, but I just want you to ask yourself, why am I doing this thing that truly has been proven to decrease my vibrational frequency? And it even opens you up to the possibility of you drawing in what we call energetic entities. So alcohol, drugs, smoking, pot, you got to really look at the thing of why are you taking part in that behavior? Again, no judgment here. However, I teach you how to have a better relationship with yourself. So journaling, asking yourself, is it, a glass of wine to relax? Well, guess what? There's lots of other ways that you could choose to relax, including things like yoga and breath work and meditation and dance. Heck, even conscious sex, right? Have an orgasm. Yeah. So there's lots of ways that you can relax that don't affect your body physiologically, emotionally, and mentally as well. So number one, stay high in the vibe. So remember, whatever you ingest, whether it be you're listening to it, you're watching it on TV, so many of the shows now are such high in, violence and rape and just, low frequency stuff. So just remember that, as well as the people that you surround yourself with. So they say that we are the combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Hopefully one of those beings is an animal, because that'll raise your frequency right up there. All right. So again, take a moment. If you're driving, just listen, but maybe if you have time to open up a notebook or a journal and just write some notes down. Number 1, stay high in vibe. Number 2, stay connected to source, whatever that is for you. So again, it could be the Divine Mother, Divine Father, God, Goddess, Buddha, Jesus, ascended masters, teachers, guardian angels, the archangels, power animals, spirit guides. Maybe you work with the celestial dragons. And if you haven't and you want to learn more about that, I do have a podcast on how to connect to your inner dragon, your guardian dragon. We all have a spirit team. We all have a spiritual team. It could be ancestors. It could be loved ones who have crossed over and they're supporting you from the other side. We all have it. You might say, but Victoria, I don't know. Who is it? Just ask. You've got to ask. They're there to support you. They're around you. But the divine law of the lack of intervention is that they cannot intervene in your life without you asking for empowered support. Ask for support from them. Every minute of every day, if you need to, ask for the next steps. So one of my morning rituals, and actually I do this in the shower, is I call in my spirit team in the light. I ask them to enter into my being, into my mind, my body, and my soul. And I ask them to allow for me to be a channel for. So again, as an intuitive healer and a coach, and this may not be exactly what you want to do, but if you are an entrepreneur, a healer, in that kind of creative realm, then this would be a great tool for you to take part in. So calling them into your essence, your being, ask them to, maybe like you being a channel. So they're channeling through you, right? Through you, speaking through you, writing through you, showing up, just being you, especially if you're a teacher or, you're around a lot of people, then it can be really powerful for you to ask to be a channel for the light, especially for those who are in the darkness at this time. Number 3, pay attention to signs and omens from the universe, the earth, the moon, the sky, the plants, the elements, the sprites, the fairies, the animals, right? All around us. Once you open up yourself and you start to realize that the universe is constantly connecting with you, to you, through you, your whole life will change. Number 4, be open to receiving from unexpected sources. A few years back, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, and an unexpected friend came through and saved the day. So remember, I also did a past podcast on how to be in the question. So this is a great place to insert that into. Be in the question around this thing you call abundance. Whatever the thing is that you think that you don't have, right? Whatever you think that is, be open to receiving and perceiving from something else. Because remember, when you make a judgment around something, and you already believe, you've decided, like, oh, that could never happen. There's no way. I can't afford that. You just told the universe that you're out. And then there's no possibility of anything else showing up for you. Be open to being in the question. Number 5, one of my all-time favorite tools that I use pretty much on a multiple times of day. And that is to delete, destroy, and uncreate any beliefs, expectations, judgments, preconceived notions, all of it that you have about the situation. You don't have to know the how. That is the key. That is the key to manifestation and creation. You don't have to know the how. Don't worry about the how. Delete, destroy, and uncreate any beliefs, expectations, and judgments you have about the situation. So again, exploring the fear. So what is this fear that you are feeling and that you are exuding about? Have tea with it. Have tea, as they say, with your inner demons. You can run away. If you keep running away from the thing that you think you're so scared of, we all know that everything we want is on the other side of our comfort zone. So if you were to turn around and confront this thing that you think that you are afraid of, imagine what you might uncover. And this is where our presence comes in. This is where our mindfulness comes in. This is where our meditation practice comes in. And again, it doesn't have to look like, remember, I did another podcast on, check it out, how, meditation for people who suck at meditating. So, there's a meditation for everybody. Unplug, step away from your phone, get out into nature, the beach, the mountains, the river, just somewhere that you can connect to. Take your shoes and socks off and plant those beautiful feet of yours on the earth. And ask, what is it that I don't know that if I knew could change my entire reality? And so once again, remember that where your energy goes, your energy grows. So what are you focusing on? Are you living in that frequency of fear, the irritation, the annoyance, the frustration, the I can't, I don't know how? Or are you focusing on the outcome? So notice how often, again, without judgment, you are focusing on what you don't want, the thing that you're afraid of happening. And just notice that. And then flip the script. So another great tool that I use that I'm not going to chat about right now, but is something called pulling energy. And so being in the space of creative visualization. And that's why guided meditation can be really powerful. So taking a few moments every single day to imagine as if you're watching yourself on the big screen and you're going through, what is it? Is it the beach house? Is it your business that you want to start, have a brick and mortar? Is it partnership, loving, romantic, sexy partnership that you don't have? Whatever the thing is, you want to be in the space of that with your imagination. If you can imagine it, you can create it. That is true. So I invite you to breathe deeply and trust that you are being divinely guided right now. And remember, I'm here if you need me. I do work with a very small number of private clients. If you're not even interested, you got to just know, like, yeah, Victoria is my mentor. Victoria is my coach. And if that's the case, then feel free to reach out. I'd love to chat with you. And remember to be and see the magic in everyday life.